Namaste. I'm sorry if I sound very sniffly or something, but today I'm going to share with you the first coloring book that I ever purchased for myself. The first coloring book that I ever purchased was actually for my mom, and I will share it with you some other day. But today I will show you the first coloring book that I purchased for myself. Uh, it's not yet completed. There are some pages that I have finished in this, and for a very long time, this was the only book that I had. Sorry. So I used to, whenever I felt like coloring, I would color in this one. So quite a few pages have been colored, um, and I have put dates on most of them. So we should be able to see. So this is the first page, and I can see here that I had colored this on 21st of October 2016. So that's when my coloring journey actually started. There is this horribly colored owl. I'm so sorry for my throat. And it turned out a lot different than what I had imagined. And it is really a very, very bad example. And I don't know what I was thinking. I was trying to have similar colors, but it just didn't work out. But it shows how bad I was when I started, right? And let's go through the rest of the book. This one I have finished on 22nd of October 2016, and I basically had some very generic uh, pencils, color pencils. So I had one book and one set of pencils which I had purchased, I think, on a local website in the city where I was staying. This one I finished on 23rd of October 2016. So as you can see, when I started new, I think I was very enthusiastic about this and I was probably coloring every day. This one I still don't have the guts to go for it. I just somehow feel I will not be able to do it justice. It's too intricate for me. Let's see, maybe one day in the future. This one also I finished in on 23rd, but I think I actually made a mess of this one. First I had left all these gaps white, and then somehow I thought, okay, let me color every space on the page, and the result is not that good. You can even see here the shades are completely different than what they are here. So I was not joking when I told you that. Then this is in January 2017. By this time I had purchased some fine tip liners because I had noticed that there are some designs in this which were very tiny and I wouldn't be able to color them with pencils. So I purchased some fine tip liners, and that's how I had colored this one. This one is from 19th March 2020, and I actually started noting down the medium that I had used because I think by then I had purchased some uh, fine tips and some markers and some pencils, so just to keep track. But this Artlicious pencils, I have never seen anybody else use them, I think they are something which is very generic, and uh, I will show you one day. I'll make a video on the coloring supplies that I use, and I'll show you. They are pretty generic, and believe me, I had to bust my wrist to color this much, because those colors are not, those pencils are not really very good quality. They are extremely poor quality, and you really need to go over and over again a particular space to get the shade that you want. But this did really take me a very long time. I think I started it when we were in the lockdown. So when we started the lockdown, so 5th of March, I think so. So from 5th of March, so I finished this on 19th of March. So it did take me a long time. This is an abandoned project. I have written down here the name of the pencil that I have used, just in case I feel like finishing this at some point of time. My idea was to color, because these lines are all connected. There's no barrier in between. So I thought I'll color the whole line with one single color, and then color the rest of the page. For some reason, after doing this much, I was not in the mood, so I left it alone. This one I did with my very first set of gel pens. I had never tried gel pens before this, and I saw a video on YouTube, and I was pretty impressed with the ease with which you could color with gel pens. So before that, I had never thought of gel pens, and this was my first set, and it was a brand called Fila. I still have those gel pens, and they are also again generic. I have tried purchasing them again, but I can't even find them on Amazon any longer. But they are the shiny ones, as you can see. And I have done some mistakes in this. I'm sure at a glance you can see some shades slightly different from each other. But generally speaking, not a bad attempt uh, for somebody who had never used gel pens before, and for somebody who has done the kind of coloring I showed you earlier. This is again a 2016 attempt. This one, I started with the gel pen, and then I ran out of the color that I had used here, and then I had to finish it up with a different color. So, disaster. It's because I used to not swap. I still don't actually, but at least now I try to keep a track of the colors that I have used on a particular page. I keep them separate or something. Before, I used to just put them back, and then I wouldn't even know what colors I was using. I'm still confused. I am really eager to color this one, but I don't know how I'm going to go about it. I don't want to do it in a rainbow color because that's so cliche, right? But I'm not sure what I will do with this one. This one again was done with some sort of gel pens. I don't even remember the names, they are long gone. I was hardly able to color one or two pictures out of it because they were very cheap gel pens, and there were hardly, I think, five or six pens in that packet. So, whatever was available, I have used on this one. This one is made with pastel, Derwent pastels. So I had actually purchased the pencils on my last trip to my hometown, but I had never opened them. And then during the lockdown, when obviously, like most of the people, when I did not really have much to do, I actually opened the box and I started using it. But as with pastels, if I don't put a barrier, they will start coloring the other pages. So I have just put some sort of color. I have a fixator, but I have never got down to spraying it with the fixator. Maybe one of the days. But I think this is one of those pages where I felt that I can do little better than what I had started off with. With practice, I become little better. So this is when I started feeling okay, I can try and practice a little more and do something different. This is done with Stadler Tri Plus fine liners. Again, I just love the vibrancy of the colors in that pack, and I really like how this one came out to be. You can see. This is again a very, very horrible example. As you can see, I was going through one of those phases when I was watching somebody's YouTube video, and I thought, oh, like they colored the whole page and background and stuff, and so I thought, okay, let me try. And I actually in the process destroyed a perfectly well colored mandala by doing this disastrous background, if you can call it that. As you can see, there are quite a few pages which I have not attempted as yet. So this one I did in 2017. I can see from the date that I have put over here. This was on 10th February 2017. So still with the pencils that I had, and they really used to give me a lot of trouble because I had to go over and over again just to get the right shade. This is something I would have done before. So this is what I have completed in 2017. Today I would not consider this completed, but at that point of time for me this was enough. And I think I had used connector pens for this one. I'm not sure, but they seem like that's the ones I have used over here. The Faber-Castell connector pens. Not sure if I've done any more pages. Okay, seems like I've done something more. Okay, this I did on 3rd of February 2017, and again this is with the pencils which I had, Artilicious or Artlicious. I'm not even sure what the real name is. I never bothered to even read the name stamped on the pencil. There are some good designs pending in this book for me to color. So I hope to finish this book page to page. And apparently these publishers have some quite good books, if you can see over here. And the problem is that I have a phobia for these kind of intricate ones. This I prefer more open kind of designs, less elaborate. So that's it. So this was the first coloring book that I have ever purchased, and some of my earliest colorings. If you are seeing this video, do let me know in the comments what you thought of it. And I know don't have subscribers yet, and I don't really get much views. But if and when, if somebody is watching this, I would really like to know what you thought of the progress. Personally, when I look at it, I think it was disastrous when I started off, but the later ones are not half bad. They are still not as good as some of the other colorists out there, but it's not bad given that I have learned over the years, and the only time that I can color is on weekends or maybe some weekdays after working. So, thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye.